now. And that's it, 8 o'clock, time for us to get started. So good evening, everybody, and welcome to the first Sunday how-to of 2021. And the Sunday how-tos are going to change their format ever so slightly from what I used to do. Because what I used to do was kind of show you guys techniques. I used to show you guys how to post things on social media, how to write ads, how to create things and everything else. But when I showed you guys how to do that sort of stuff, some people took it on board, some people didn't take it on board. And you know what's been happening in the last couple of months? Ever since Fraser Brooks hooked me up with Larry and Taylor Thompson, I just kind of went back to basics. I got a mental reset, and it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I got started in this business 30 years ago, and I was following the fundamentals that were laid down by Jim Rohn, by Zig Ziglar, and by Larry Thompson. And I built a business 30 years ago. I built a business that ran for 9 years solidly and made me a chunk of money in 9 years. I stepped away from it for personal reasons. I stepped away from it because my wife was prettier than Simon Brooks. It's not difficult, is it? But I stepped away from it because I wanted my life to go in a different direction. But I always loved this business. And some of you guys have heard the story, some of you haven't. When my wife passed away, left a big gap in my life. But there was an itch that always needed to be scratched, and that was I loved this business. Not quite as much as I love my wife, but I loved this business. And so I came back to it. And when I came back to it, there was only one person I was going to work with, and that was Simon Brooks. He's a lunatic, but I like him. He's my friend. He's been my friend for a long, long time, and we work together well. But things have changed because the world had changed. Social media didn't exist 30 years ago. These days, social media is everything. And for the last couple of years, we've really been trying to conquer social media. Now, we all know that when it comes to technology, Simon is a caveman. When it comes to technology, I've always been on top of it. I first got started, and I learned how to program 35 years ago. I've always been into computers. I knew I could master computers, and I knew I could master what needed to be done with technology. Trying to teach it, that's different. And this is the thing about network marketing, because network marketing is about duplication. And more importantly, as Larry and Taylor keep reminding me, it's about multiplication. It's not about what I can do, it's what we can teach other people to do. And if we can't teach other people to do what we do, you're not going to grow. End of story. So the Sunday how-to is going to change format this year. And it's not going to be about how you put posts up on social media. It's not going to be about how you create videos. It's not going to be about cool ways that I know that you can do this, that, the other, anything else. This is going to be about real basics, fundamentals that you can teach to other people that will change their lives. Let's not say change your lives. That's wrong. I am bothered about changing your lives, but we're bothered about changing their lives. You should be bothered about changing other people's lives. That's what I want us to do, because if I can help you to change someone else's life, that will automatically change your life. And if it automatically changes your life, I get paid my benefits as well. That's what we've got to be all about. It's time to stop being selfish, become a little more selfless, and help other people. So that said, this call was supposed to be about setting 2021 right, doing 2021 properly, getting started right. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And to some degree, this is up to you. To some degree, I can't influence it. Here's the thing. We've all got the same products. We've all got the same marketing plan. And we've all got the same amount of hours in a day. Some of you are going to do incredible things in the next 12 months. I have no doubt about it whatsoever. And some of you are going to do less. And that's okay. As long as you don't get to the end of the year and you do less than you wanted to do. If you did less than somebody else, that's all right, as long as you do what you are happy with. And one of the messages that I really I struggle getting across to Simon, because Simon doesn't understand. Simon is monstrously ambitious, has been for 30 years. 30 years ago, Simon knew that he wanted to be a millionaire. And I went, well, I don't get it. Why? You know, I need money for clothes, because I've always liked nice clothes. Yeah, I need money for clothes. I need a cool place to live, and I need money to go out and party with my friends. That was me 30 years ago. Simon wanted to work 90 hours a week because he wanted to be a millionaire. I don't understand why someone needs and I've never understood why someone needs $1 million or £1 million. It's not about £1 million. It's about what it can do for you and how it can change your life to be the life that you want. And I've had this conversation. I've been really lucky in my life. I've met a lot of millionaires, and I've made, as it happens, I've made a few million. Spent them. I've spent tons of them. The scariest question I ever heard in my life came from Cello, Barrington Graver in the top corner, who turned around one day and said, "How much money do you think you've squandered?" Oh shit, that was a bad question. Loads of it, really seriously, loads of it. But you know what? I have had a great life. I took my wife to wonderful places. I gave her everything that she ever wanted, and she gave me everything I ever wanted as well. It was never about money. Simon only understands money because it's just sort of that's what drives him and motivates him. And I understand that, and I'm happy with that for Simon. Here's what I want for you. I want whatever motivates you. I want you to get what makes you excited. If what makes you excited is earning an extra £500 a month, paying for the car, paying for a holiday, and not stressing over money, but having more time to spend with your kids, that's what I want to see you do. If what motivates you is a new house, a bigger house, so you've got a room each for the kids, then that's what I want for you. And whatever it is that you want is the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. And I'm happy to do everything that I can to help every one of you. And what I encourage you to do is help other people get what they want. But don't try to impose what you want on other people. Because just because you may be as ambitious as Simon, you may want Larry says, the Lamborghini bikini. I wouldn't mind the Lamborghini and the girl in the bikini. I've got to be honest with you. I wouldn't mind that. But whatever I want is down to me. Whatever you want is down to you. And whatever your new people that you bring on board is down to them. That's what's important. So here's what 2021 has got to be about, in my opinion. And that is helping other people to get whatever they want. And it takes me back, a lot of you heard me say this many times over the years. It takes me back to what Zig Ziglar always said. You can have everything in the world that you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. And that's what we're going to be all about. So this is really about you. And first and foremost, deciding what you want and making sure that you go for it. If you don't know what you want, well, how do you know when you got it? So you do need to set some kind of goals. You do need to set some kind of plans. But again, just like Larry says time and time again, you already know how to set goals. I don't have to tell you how to set goals. It's not a question of write it down, stick post-its on your bathroom mirror, recite it 17 times. You know how to do it. Because there have been things that you've wanted in your life and you've just wanted it so bad that come hell or high water, you moved heaven and earth and you got it. It was nice and simple. It was black and white to you. I want it. I must have it. I will get it. And you got it. I did this 30 years ago. I was working with Simon, and Simon was working his million hours a week, as he normally does. And I was working my probably 70, 80 hours a week. But weekend was my time. Friday night, particularly, was my time. And for where I lived, Friday night meant Liverpool. Nightclubs, party time, everything else. And I don't know what made me think about it at the time, but I decided I wanted an apartment down by the docks in Liverpool. At the time, my house was a 3-bedroom, semi-detached house, nice estate, looked pretty. Average price in those days was about 30 grand for a 3-bedroom semi. And I saw this apartment for £105,000. And I thought, I love that. I have got to have that. I'd gone into this place sort of half interested, but I'd gone looking at the show flats, and they designed 3 sets of flats. And the first, I understand exactly what the brief was for the designers. They'd said, I want you to design one flat that's styled for a professional couple who want to bring friends round, dine and entertain and everything else. Then do one for a successful woman, but it's a bit feminine and it's a bit Laura Ashley and everything else. And then do one for a young professional man who's going to walk in and think, if I bring a woman in here, she's going to take her clothes off really quick. So, and I sort of went in and went, wow, I like this. I want this now. So went downstairs. How much? £105,000. Not a hope in hell. Very, very strong negotiating, and I got it down from 105 to 90 grand. That was 3 times the price of the house that I lived in. And I said to my best mate, I had just seen this flat, and I've just turned around and said, I'm having it. And my mate said, you're on drugs. And I said, tell you now, I'm having it. 6 weeks' time, down by the docks in Liverpool. When we're out in town, forget about the sort of half-hour ride back home again in a taxi. No. We'll save fortunes on taxis. We won't have to pay the taxi fares. That'll pay for the... So weird sorts of rules about how I'm going to justify this and everything else. Everyone thought I was crazy, Simon and Julie included. 7 weeks later, Simon and Julie came to the housewarming in the flat, in the coolest place in the world, because I simply must have it. I had to raise £12,000 in 6 weeks. I had to sell my house and raise £12,000 in 6 weeks. And I did all of that because I must have it. That was a goal. Now, whatever your goals have been, there are going to be things that you've seen and had that you must have, and you must have. You know how to do it. So let's just get it right now. Understand there are some things in your life that are important to you, but set it as something that you must have. Once you've got that, then decide that come what may, you will get it. And once you've got that, now it's simply time to take action. And this business is ridiculously simple. We complicate it. It's what Larry and Taylor taught me 2 months ago. Do you think this is simple? Yeah, I did, but no, it isn't. We've not made it simple. We've brought things back to basics. In the last 6-8 weeks, with what we've been doing with the Winner's Circle, we have brought it right back down to basics. The presentations that I was doing 12 months ago, we were doing 1 Zoom presentation a week. The Zoom presentation started at one point in time. Cello and Jamie will remember us doing Zoom presentations. Simon Payne will remember it as well. Doing Zoom presentations that took nearly an hour. They were just long things. Marvelous, marvelous PowerPoint presentations. Things could spin in from every angle, do all kinds of stuff. They took forever. They were dull and boring, and nobody else could do the presentation because I knew the presentation. I could do it. The world revolved around me doing it. If I'd gone ill, nobody else could do it. In the last 6 weeks, we've cut it down to 15 minutes, 10 testimonials in there, and the whole thing is nailed like really, really fast. And now Katie does it, Nick does it, Daisy's going to do one this week. You don't have to worry about me being around. If I'm not around, other people can do it. It's simple and it's duplicatable. That's what we have to be: simple and duplicatable, and keep it really, really simple. And that's what we've got to focus on as far as the rest of this year is concerned. Just keeping it so that everybody can do what we do. Now, the same thing has to apply when you're talking to people. And again, when I first got started with this, I could give big long speeches about how this works. And we kind of did it, and people tried to copy it, but they struggled with it. And a few people did it and stuck with it. And I remember Katie telling me she could talk for hours upon hours upon hours about this business. But people weren't really listening to her because she was talking too much. And most people were talking too much because they understand it, they love it, but the majority of people that we're talking to didn't. Katie has really completely and utterly taken on board what Larry and Taylor say, because Katie's turned around and said, I don't want to talk too much right now. She loves it when she's doing her presentations, when she's doing her lives, and she has a laugh with Daisy and Nick and Bailey this morning, and they're all having a ball doing it. But when she's talking one-on-one to people, she knows just get people onto a call and let's just let other people's stories do it, because it's other people's stories that sell. Because the person that you're talking to, it may be a friend of yours, it may be someone that you've just encountered from any kind of activity that you've been doing. But the thing is, they only see you, and they think that you are something a little bit special because you're doing something different. When they come to a call and they can see Tracy, Jamie, Daisy, Katie, so they can see Shelley, they can see Caroline, they can see everybody else all doing their own different stories. There's always someone that they can look at and they can relate. They hear Simon Payne talking about, I make enough now to pay for my car and contribute towards a holiday. That's what they want. They see someone who says something that they want and they think, wow, well, if he can do that, I can do that. That's what this business is about. So the key right now is going to be about activity. 2020 is going to be all about activity. Now, I started 2021, not 2020, 2021. 2021 is going to be all about action and activity. And I started it running. I came up with these flyers a few weeks ago. I designed these. One of the guys, Alistair Campbell in the team, is a graphics designer. And he's sort of tweaked it, and he's looked better than mine. He's kept exactly the same words, and he's kept the same sort of picture of the girl at the bottom, but he's a graphic designer. I'm a car salesman. So he's made it look better than mine. But the fact is that it's just about going out and getting something into people's hands. Here's what I know about what we've been trying to do. We've been trying to teach people how to become social media gurus. And it's tough. The people that have been trying to teach us how to be social media gurus, Fraser Brooks, he's awesome. He's mind-blowing. Fraser did a live with Simon last week. They got 120,000 views. I think if you put most of last year's videos of mine together, I probably didn't get 120,000 out of all of them. Jessie Lee is an absolute monster when you see her talking. She does my head in, I've got to be honest with you. She's just like, that's motor mouth. I can't deal with that. But she gets millions of views. She's incredible. But can you copy her? No. And that's the problem. You can't copy her. These leaflets are getting results for me right now. Last week, I got 1,700 of these leaflets posted through letterboxes in my local area. 1,700. Do you know what happened? The phone started ringing every single day. I didn't go out and post these. And the reason I didn't get out and post these was because I don't know how many of you are aware of it. Couple in the space of the last 2 years, I've had to have both knees replaced. My legs ain't that great. I can't walk a million miles, but I can get someone else to go and do it. So I got someone else to go and do it. So even if you're not as mobile as some of the others, just get someone to go and do it. But the leaflets are going out, and when the leaflets go out, when people are putting these leaflets out because your phone rings. And when the phone rings, what you have to say to people is it's a real hard sell. It's really heavy. What you say to people when the phone rings is, "I'm really sorry, I'm really busy right now. Can I call you back?" You've got their name and number. Occasionally, very rarely, people come through without the number showing. Can I call you back? What's your number? And all I'm bothered about at that point is I've got the number. I then call them back probably within the hour or so, and I say to them, I am absolutely snowed under with calls, so I don't really have time to talk right now. I'm just about to go out. What are you doing at 7:30 tonight? If they say they're free, great. If they say they're not free, what are you doing at 7:30 tomorrow night then? That's all I want to know. What are you doing at 7:30? Once they've agreed that they're free at 7:30, I say, okay, because of the amount of people that I've got coming on this call, replying to these flyers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Zoom presentation because I can't come and see you face to face, because all these are all local to me, and yours are all going to be local to you. Yeah, I can't come and see you face to face. We've got a lockdown. We're not allowed to move, whatever it may be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Zoom presentation. If I send you a link, will you be around at 7:30? We'll be on the call for 15 minutes. There'll be a few other people as well. I'll explain everything to you. And at the end of that, if you like what you see, we'll have a proper chat afterwards and we'll take it on. That's it. End of story. So all you're saying is, can't talk right now. What are you doing at 7:30? Are you okay if I send you a Zoom link and we talk on Zoom because we can't talk face to face? 3 things. I haven't had anyone say, no, I can't do it. I have had people who say, yes, I'll do it, and then they don't call, or they don't turn up on the call. But then I just phone them back and say, there were so many people on the call, I didn't see you. Did you get to watch the call? No, I didn't. Okay, what are you doing at 7:30 tomorrow? Still not going to go into it because I'm too busy. That's it. End of story. Let the call do the work, because the call is all of you guys doing testimonials. That's what does the work. Because just as I said before, it's not about me, because I've had people who turn around and say to me, yeah, I've seen your presentation, Roger, and it's a really good presentation, but you're a professional salesman. You've done that for a long time. You're very slick with the way you present it and everything else, but it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about you guys. And as it's about you guys, then you can just go across, you do your testimonials, and someone sees someone that I like. They see Katie owns a sandwich shop. Yeah, wow, that's like, I can understand her, that I like the way Katie talks. I like everything else. I like her energy and her enthusiasm and everything else. If she can do that, I can do that. If Jamie can do that, if Simon can do that, if Brian Bailey can do that, 18 years old, he's making 7,200 a year just for something that's just going out sharing with a few people. That's what that call is all about. So that's what the deal is. Now, here's what you need to do. Somehow, however you care to do it, whether it be social media. If you happen to be a social media king, wonderful. Yeah. He's not on the call right now, but Sean McDonald lives up in Scotland. He does really, really well advertising on Facebook ads, and he gets lots and lots of people coming to him on Facebook ads. If you can get lots of people coming to you on Facebook ads, fabulous. I've tried Facebook ads. I think they're a bit expensive, and I don't think the quality is that great. But if that's what you can do, great. If you happen to be a killer on social media and you can get engagements on social media, great. If you can't, take your dog for a walk and post some leaflets through doors. I don't care who you are, anybody can do that. If you can't go for a walk, then talk to your kids, nephews. Simon's waving the dog. Fabulous. Do whatever you can do, but just do something to talk to people. Here's your goal. Your goal is to speak to 10 people a day. And we're in lockdown right now. And we all think that, I think most of us understand lockdown is just going to get more severe. You know, in the next few days, there's going to be an announcement from Boris that says that we are in total, proper lockdown. Like, do not move. You're still allowed to go for a walk for an hour a day to exercise. So you can do that. Use that hour a day. Go for a walk. Post some leaflets. Yeah. Because those leaflets that you're going through are going to go through the doors of people who don't know about this, and they're looking for a way to make ends meet. Some of those people are worried about how they're going to pay the bills. Some of those people are aware that they work for small companies, and their small companies may not survive the next few months. There's a ton of small businesses that have already gone under because they couldn't survive the last 8 months. There's a lot more that are going to go because of it. Your leaflet's going to go through the doors. Your messages on social media might just land in their inboxes. Whatever it is that you do, come hell or high water, just make sure you talk to 10 people a day. If you talk 10 people a day and you invite them to the call and let the calls do the work, then your goal has got to be to try to sponsor 10 people a month. This is something that works. This is tried and tested. It's not something, we're not creating anything. We're not pulling numbers out of thin air here. This is just the law of averages. And I was always told, and a number of you guys have been in sales. Some of you guys have got backgrounds in sales. Jamie has, Simon has, done about other people. I was always told that with a background in sales, I was expected, if I was talking to a customer, I should be able to close 1 out of 3 sales, but earn 3 customers. If I talk to 3 customers, 1 of them should buy something. Well, if you talk to 10 people a day for 30 days and 1 out of 3 buys, you're going to find your 10 people a month. And if you find 10 people a month, this is the deal. If you're brand new today and you have no one in your team, then by the end of this month, if you can bring 10 people on board, you're going to be knocking on the door of P600. This time next month, there won't be you doing it. There'll be you and 10 other people doing it. And if they bring their 3 on board, or their 10 on board rather, and you bring 10 again, you're going to be past P2000 in the second month. This is simple mathematics. Now, they don't always work in the same simple fashion, but whether they work in the same simple fashion or not, over a period of time, they do. It's just the law of averages, and it automatically works for everyone. And here's the thing about the law of averages. If you use the law of averages, if you understand what the law of averages is and you use it to your advantage, you can be better than anyone else in this business. Simon tells me that he closes, what does he say, 3.5 out of 5 people. That half's got to be real messy. But Simon reckons he closes 70% of the people that he talks to. I'm not 100% sold on the numbers, but if he thinks he can close that number of people, great. But here's the thing. If you can only close 1 out of 10, you can still bring more people into the business than Simon does. How do you do that? If you can close 7 out of 10 and you can only close 1 out of 10, how can you do better than he does? Talk to more people. Jamie said it in the comments a few minutes ago. It's a numbers game. Talk to more people. Don't be wedded to what they say to you. It doesn't matter what they say. If they say yes, wonderful. If they say no, wonderful. as long as you're talking to people. This business is about talking to people. You don't have to make their minds up for them. You don't have to, they don't have to agree with you. They've got no obligations to agree with you. All you have to do is just make sure that you offer people the opportunity. Simon told me something, a few months ago, and it hurt him. It really, really hurt him, because there'd been someone in IM that had just hit the rank of Chairman 25. And he was on Simon's list, and Simon hadn't spoken to him. And the guy got involved with somebody else and is now Chairman 25. Can you imagine having someone that you know sign up under someone else and then hit P2000? P2000 would be in one of your legs. That makes you a stable business. If they hit Chairman 25, that makes you mega stable. But you didn't talk to them. Just talk to people and give them the opportunity. And don't worry what they say. It's okay if they say yes. It's okay if they say no. As long as you just go out and talk to absolutely everybody. That said, there are some things that you can do that can make it better. And a couple of people, I can see two people on here that I know have already joined Larry and Taylor's Wealth Building Academy. When I first started talking to Larry a couple of months ago, he told me straight away about the Wealth Building Academy. And most of you guys have heard me talking about Larry and Taylor. We've talked about the book club. Hopefully, you've all got the book. If you haven't got the book, get it. Go to themillionairetraining.com and get the book. Everything that you need to know to make this business work is in this book. This has been tried and tested for 40 years. Look at all the faces across the bottom. Every one of them has become a millionaire using the instructions on this. This guy, let's go and zoom in there right now, a guy called John Solider. He was Simon's sponsor in the first business that Simon and I worked together with 30 years ago. I know John really, really well. Every one of these guys and all the guys on the back as well, they've all been made millionaires listening to this. Use this. But Larry talked to me about the Wealth Building Academy. The Wealth Building Academy, Katie, help me out a bit. Unmute yourself for a second.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm all right, thank you.
Tell people about the Wealth Building Academy.
Oh, guys, I can't even tell you, it's absolutely freaking phenomenal. It is amazing. Like, for me, they just literally open your eyes to, like, I'm literally going through it going, oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. They just make it so simple. Feel like Roger just said, it's okay if people say no. You don't need to go out and sell the big dream. They just make it just so simple. Just like they said, just talk to people, and always be in a hurry, like Roger just said. I ain't got really time to talk. Like in my shop, I was pimping everyone out in my shop on Saturday. I was pimping them all out, right? And I ain't really got time to talk. But if I'm doing that, I talk to quite a few. I've got three people on tomorrow's opportunity call, and 2 I'm waiting to hear from if they're going to jump on. But if not tomorrow, they're definitely going to jump on the week. And that's literally about being in a hurry. Just, even like my sister-in-law, actually, we're talking to this guy, and how Ellen said about Joel, my nephew, I don't think he's on here at a minute, but she just said, oh, Joel made, he's not been doing it long, but he made £100 last week. I don't know how he's doing it, but he's just following these signals. And this guy was like, what? And that's just how keeping it simple. And yeah, it's just an El Paso story. Don't even get me started on that. I was bawling. I text you, Roger, didn't I? Just saying, and they just make you realise that the amazing thing about Larry and Taylor is they're just normal people, and to say that they're worth like billions and billions of pounds, you just realise that they are just the normal people. And the point they want to try and get across to you is, if they can do it, you can do it, and they really make you believe that you can. And that's the beauty of them. They do. I just relate to them more than I've related to anyone. I mean, no disrespect to you know, knocking our chairmans or anything like that. But when I hear like, you know, Alex Morton and that David Iminato, they're phenomenal. But I relate to Larry and Taylor. They make me believe that I can do it over listening to people like Alex Morton and that. They've literally just changed the whole game for me. They really, really have.
Absolutely. Tracy, tell us what you think, because you've been seeing it as well.
Yeah, as you keep saying, they just break it down so simple, and they make you. I mean, we are sort of what we class as average people, but they come across as average people. You wouldn't think that they are so successful, and they just want to help everybody as much as they possibly can. And it's so endearing. And Larry, for the age of that gentleman, the energy that man has got, I mean, I could listen to him all day, every day. He is absolutely phenomenal. And the two of them bounce off one another, and the information that they give out, they just, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. And for the price that they're doing it at, it's nothing for the information that you're getting.
Compared to the likes of Eric Worre with what we did a few weeks back with GoPro. Eric Worre was, what did it cost? It cost $300 to do the Eric Worre a few months ago. I've done things with Fraser that $300. Larry and Taylor so charge $480 for a year of mentorship with them. Caroline and Malcolm have already had calls with them on a one-on-one basis. Katie's been on calls with me with them. They really are ordinary people. And yet when we say they're ordinary people, and Katie mentioned David Imonitier and Alex Morton. Alex Morton earns $3 million a month. You're like, wow, $3 million a month. Larry was earning that in the 1980s with this industry. And yet you talk to him and it's just like talking to someone I go down the pub with. He phoned me up the other day and he swore and he said, "I'm sorry, Roger." Katie, you'd have loved it, Katie. Because to hear him swear was a bit unusual to hear him sorry. He said, "I'm sorry about the construction worker language." Well, my first job when I left school, I worked on a building site as well. I've been there, I've done that one, so it's okay. But this is just an ordinary guy. But they just happen to have learned some things and they're passionate about sharing it. And every one of you will get access to him. The Wealth Building Academy is, I put something in the Phoenix group about it the other day. Honestly, guys, I get nothing out of this. I don't get paid a commission for this. I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to sell something else like that. I honestly believe it will be the best investment of your life to learn at the hands of two people who've been doing it for 50 years. Larry's been doing it for 50 years on his own. Taylor's been doing it for 40 years. As Larry's been doing it for 50 years, for the last 50 years, he's made, for the last 52 years, he's made an average of $1 millionaire every 10 weeks. But he doesn't focus on making people into millionaires. He focuses on helping you to get what you want. And whatever you want is fine, because Larry's famous 80-15-5 rule applies. And the rule is always that 80% of the people that you talk to will be happy making $500 to $1,500 a month. That will change their lives. That's what you've got to think in terms of. If you can help people to make $500 to $1,500 a month, when we talk about David Imonitier earning $1 million a month, we talk about Alex Morton earning $3 million a month, everybody just shuts down. They can't imagine themselves doing that. It's like, great, happy for them, love it, really pleased for them. I'm never going to do that. But $500 to $1,500 a month, that can change people's lives. And some of those people will get to $500 a month, and then they'll get to $1,500 a month, And then they'll think, if I could just get to 1,500 a week. Now they're your 15s. They've started as an 80%er and they've moved into the 15s. And they'll go for 1,500 a week. And that will build your business. And you might be one of them, you might not be one of them. It's okay. Because let's face it, if you get a couple of people in your business who want to do better than you, well, they'll just actually make you more money. Will you say no to it? I don't think so. And then some of them will turn out to be Simon Brooks and Brandon Boyd's, and some of them will go further. Your expectations will raise. My expectations when I came to IM Academy 15 months ago, I thought if I get to 10 grand a month, that will be awesome. I've never earned 10 grand a month. I've earned some millions in my life. I think my best ever year was about 80 grand in 1 year. And I thought I'd arrived. I thought I was the boy. Like 80 grand a year, company car, how cool am I? This year, I'm expecting to make massively, massively more than 100 grand. Massively more. Because my expectations have changed. I'm not saying that you have to. Let your expectations rise at the rate that you want. But here's the thing. If 500 a month or 1,500 a month will change your life, then go for it. Get to that. And if you're happy stopping there, then I'm happy for you. And the only job that we have then is to make sure that you never slip back from it, that you stay where you are happy. And if you can move further forward, then brilliant. But that's what this is going to be about right now. It's all about just talking to people. What you do to get there is the same thing, day in, day out. Talk to people, and you have two objectives in mind. Either find a new customer or find a new team member, a new distributor, someone who wants to build. One or the other, doesn't matter. But just go out and do that every single day. Simple messages. Just find out if people are looking to make a little bit of extra money. Would they be open to look at an opportunity? What are you doing at 7:30? Come and listen. And once they've listened, if they don't like it, that's absolutely fine. Did a 3-way call with Bailey a couple of hours ago, and the guy that we were talking to was just really sort of, it's frustrating Bailey. He was just like, he wasn't going for it at all. And I just went, listen, Harry, if it's not for you, don't join. And people go like, whoa, it's like, you don't have to have everybody join. Don't stress about it. This is just about sharing opportunities and letting people see them. So this week, we've got a whole week of Zooms in front of us. Who's finding the new Zooms work the way that we're doing them? I found a problem with them, and I haven't. And this was the problem, and the problem comes from activity this week, because I have an absolute hero going out putting my leaflets out for me. I absolutely love him to death. As he's going out putting leaflets out, my phone's ringing, and we got to Thursday and we've no more Zooms, but my guy's out on Friday putting leaflets out. And people are saying, like, what's it all about? And I've got to put them off until Monday. So we're going to do another one. We're going to do one on Saturday morning. 15 minutes, exactly the same, but 15 minutes on Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. The deal's really, really simple. That means you've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and at 7:30 and 11:30 Saturday morning. So people who can't do 7:30 at night, if they're still going out to work, if they're still able to go to work, if they can't do Saturday, well, now you can do Saturday. They can't do Monday to Thursday rather, but they can do Saturday morning. We're going to do Saturday morning as well. because the more people we expose to this business, the better. So the Zooms we're gonna add one more into the mix. And the way things are going, I have more and more people helping me to do the Zooms, and that's brilliant because that means you get to see different people presenting it, not just boring old me every single time. You get other people's energy, other people's enthusiasm, Nick's professionalism, Katie's energy. I'm slightly scared to see what Daisy's going to do. Is Daisy going to go crazy? Is she not? I don't know. We're going to find out. Yeah. Bailey, I'm going to be talking to you really soon because I think you should be doing one as well. Yeah. So I think all of you guys can do this. Here's the thing that really, really excites me about it. All of you guys that are doing this, you're all moving up to the next level. I know that Jamie's watching right now, and Lindsay's desperate to get herself to P150 because she wants to do one as well. Crazy Daisy's going in his box. I'm glad about that. I'd be quite interested with Crazy Daisy, but I still think the Freddie Mercury impression would be funny, but I'd probably not really. But there's, it's going to be an exciting, interesting year. So the Zooms are hugely important. Make sure that you use them. Plug people in every single day, because here's what I know. Since we switched over to doing these Zooms, once we switched over to doing these Zooms, we're getting prospects on every single night, and prospects are joining every single day following it. These Zooms work better than anything that we've done in the last 3 years that Sam and I have been working back together again in this field. These are working. So now the key is just simple, more of the same. Because that's what you do when something's working. You just do more of the same. And that's what we're going to do. So in addition, Monday night, we're going to have Brandon back, because last week he was on a plane when he should have been talking to us. So these Americans flying all over the place and everything else. So Brandon will be back tomorrow night, and I know Brandon always brings value, and Joe Gomez will be back again as well. And Joe Gomez always preaches, keep it simple. Joe Gomez always preaches essentially what we've been talking about. He just has a few little tweaks to the way he phrases things, but it's all about just all out, massive action, talk to loads of people, keep it simple. That's all that we're going to do. I hope that this has been useful tonight and clarified some thoughts. But has anybody got any questions? Is there anything that anybody would like to ask? Rob, I noticed your hand was up a short while ago. I don't know if you had a question for me. No, nothing? Anybody? Okay, well, if you've got no questions, if there's nothing you need to know, then guys, just let's go out right now and let's really go to town. The holidays are over. Last week was a slow start to the year. Some of the guys in the States were still on holiday and everything else. Now we're just back to it. Let's just go talk to as many people as we can. Like I said, last week I got 1,700 flyers out. This week going for 2,500 flyers out. My flyers are working like crazy for me. If I can get 2,500 flyers every single week out, I know my business will be growing. That means your business will be growing, because I can't keep these people in my own team. I've got to put them into your teams. I've got to share them around. Happy days for you guys. If you go out and do the same and you share them with your people, they'll love you for doing it. And as they love you for doing it, their businesses will grow as well, and your business will grow as well. So let's go out and do plenty of this, and we will see you tomorrow night on the Zoom. If anyone has a testimonial for tomorrow night, then please let me know. I want to have as many news stories as I possibly can. I'm going to put something in the Phoenix group shortly to remind people for the same thing. So we'll see you all tomorrow night, 7:30. Enjoy yourself, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.